A major international credit rating agency has the Bahamas sustaining its credit rating. Although cutting the projected percentage for economic growth, it's a rating the government has reportedly accepted as painting a more accurate picture of the country's fiscal position. However, Clint Watson tells us tonight the Mega Bahamas project is yet again a determining factor.
It's a different view from what Standard & Poor's reflected when it downgraded the country's credit rating. This time, Moody's has maintained the country's standing in its credit report. It's something State Minister for Finance, the Honorable Michael Halkitis, feels encouraged by.
They took a much more comprehensive approach. They looked at, yes, the growth prospects, and they did comment on the prospects for Bahamas and how that would impact growth. But in addition to that, what they did was they looked at the progress we have made so far in the fiscal consolidation, particularly in reducing the deficit and having the debt peak at a certain level and now beginning to move on a downward track. And they said in their report that they themselves had expressed doubts about our targets, but in fact we beat our own targets in terms of deficit reduction.
On the flip side of things, Moody's reduced the projected growth from 2.2% to 1.7%, noting that the delayed opening of Bahamas and its legal battles are impacting the economic growth of the country and raises concerns regarding foreign direct investment.
The Bahamas situation looms large, and that will, if that is resolved quickly, obviously that would have an impact on growth. But any reduction in the growth projection, what that means for us in the Ministry of Finance and as a government is that we just have to, depending on how things develop, we have to perhaps take another look at our budget and make sure that the bottom line, which is the health of the finances, remain in order.
Minister Halkitis says if in their analysis they realize that they must make adjustments, then they will do so.
We've put in place our targets, and so what we have to do, we're watching. And as any adjustments become necessary, then we'll just have to do that. Particularly if the growth rate does not materialize, and if our revenue projections are not on target. And I can say now that they are on target so far for the year. And but any changes that are made, we are vigilant and we're watching to make any adjustments that are necessary.
And while the Bahamas outcome is critical to the government's financial projections, Halkitis admits that many of the financial allocations would have been made under the impression that by now the mega resort would have been opened. In the meantime, though, he says while he could not put a figure on how much government has spent on court and lawyers and meeting Bahamas' payroll, he did note that some of the money would be recovered.
We had agreed to advance to them a total of about $21.5 million. So the salary payments, I think it's about 3 pay periods so far. That has come out of funds that we were, prepared to pay to them in any event. And we expect that as things move forward and any resolution is arrived at, we will get those funds back.
Now, as to the government's financial position regarding Bahamas, well, Minister Halkitis say they'll wait for the court ruling on Friday, and that will determine where they go from here in this matter. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.